The build-up to Global Champions League Round 2 starts now. We are live in London and we are getting closer to the start of that second round. The riders are already behind us. Course walk for Round 2 is officially underway, which means the riders are now measuring their strides. They are trying to work out inch perfectly where their takeoff needs to be, where their landing needs to be, and how they can perfect their second round to ensure that their team finishes as high up the table as possible. As it stands at the moment, intriguing opening round of Global Champions League. Shanghai Swans lead on 4 penalties. They are the fastest of the teams on 4. New York Empire, perhaps somewhat of a surprise. They find themselves in the second best on the second quickest 4. Stars, powered by the Iron Dames, in 3rd place on 4. And then a big group of teams currently on 8 penalties. The Istanbul Warriors, Saint-Tropez Pirates, Paris Panthers, Riesenbeck, Scandinavian Vikings, and the Monaco Comets as well, which is what brings us to our guest at the moment, as Angelica Augustin-Zanotelli joins us live in the studio to give us some thoughts, to give us some reaction. Angelica, welcome to the studio. It looked like it was pretty tough going. Give me some opening thoughts, some opening reaction to round 1.
Yeah, I agree. There was a lot of faults. When you walked the course, it looked pretty nice. You couldn't say exactly there was anything special that's going to cause so many mistakes. It was a very good built course, I think. Was faults on many different places. Yeah, it will be interesting to see now for the second round what he builds.
Is that course designing genius to make a walkable course look good that brings up challenges? Is that smart work from Vizani? What is happening there that you can walk a course, think doesn't seem too aggressive, and then we see the fences fall? How is that coming about?
Absolutely, that's what I think is very good course building. Is that when you walk the course and you think it's actually looking pretty nice, and then it comes faults everywhere. It was not crazy big. The lines were tricky, but still everything was very fair built to the riders and the horses, and still came a lot of faults. I think that was really, really well built.
Talk to us about Calvino, still only 11, and I know that 11 is not super young, but it still has loads of time for growth. Talk to me about Calvino, talk to me about a character. What kind of stallion is Calvino?
Yeah, Calvino is a really lovely horse. He's very new for me, it's the 3rd show only. I like him a lot. He's very kind for being a stallion. He is big strided, very, very scopy. For me now, last week was my first 150, now my first 155, so I still need to get to know him, to know how to ride him in the best way. Today both mistakes were mine.
Riders always say that. It's never the horse's fault. It's always the rider's fault. I've learned that from all the riders. It's always you, it's never the horse.
Yeah.
How has that relationship developed? You say it's very new. Have you seen growth already from when you started to where you find yourself now over the last few shows? Have you seen good signs?
Yeah, definitely. He was last week in Centaur Park. He jumped clear in the 150 class, which was a really difficult track. So that's actually was the reason why I put him in the first round today, because he felt so good last week. I feel like every round I get to know him more and more, and I'm really excited for the future with him.
Talk to us about round 2. What has the conversation been like in between the break? What has been said? What is the conversation?
I think it's more curiosity. What will he build after so much faults in the first round? Yeah, a lot of questions. How difficult will it be? And I think sometimes it's also more exciting when there is a bit more faults in the first round, and then it leaves it a little bit open with the results for the second round. So I think everyone is still, or most of them are still in the fight for the top placings.
Okay, well, best of luck to Monaco Comets for the upcoming second round. Angelica
Augustin-Zanotelli
joins us live in the studio as we take a moment to quickly go to Rosie Turner to give us some thoughts. Angelica, you may go. You are released from duty. Thank you very much. Angelica Augustin-Zanotelli joining us to have a conversation about the Monaco Comets, powered by the Iron Dames, getting her thoughts and her reaction as well to Calvino in particular. Iron Dames Calvino, still a new partnership developing with this 11-year-old stallion, and Zanotelli is starting to work on that and get a better and better relationship. Rosie, let's talk about what's happening now in GCL round 2. Already some thoughts and some reaction from Angelica. Talk to me about what's happening inside the ring there.
Yeah, well, the course walks just started, so everyone's really hustling, bustling and concentrating hard at this stage. So I've yet to talk to any of the riders about what they think, but I will grab them in just a minute. But we've got quite a few changes into round two. We've actually got 3 teams that make no changes whatsoever, and if we just go through them, they are the Scandinavian Vikings, Riesenbeck International. They often don't make any changes, and of course they only had 1 down each, so hopefully they can improve on that. And the Paris Panthers as well, who had a great start to round 1. They also make no changes. But I thought some of the changes that we are seeing, we're seeing a few horse changes, not as many rider changes, actually. But we're just looking at the Shanghai Swans, and they've both got the same rider again. Ben Mayer and Daniel Deusser come in for the Shanghai Swans, but they bring in a full force of horses. We've got Point Brink and Otello coming in as well, and of course they're currently top of the leaderboard after round 1, so hopefully those new horses, fresh legs, can make sure that they stay on top of the podium. I'm sure they'll be wanting as many points as they possibly can. I want to look at the Can Stars as well, if I can just find them, because they've only got 1 change in there. That's Katrin Eckermann just bringing in a new horse. Sophie Hinners seems to be flying at the moment with all of her horses, so she will stick with her horse as well. But multiple horses and changes, but I am surprised to see three teams with no changes. We're never surprised to see Riesenbeck with no changes, because that's often their tactic, is to stick with the same riders, Mark.
Absolutely. Rosie, before I let you go and grab some of those riders, another question on Shanghai Swans, because we talked to them at the start of the season a lot. They were a very early championship contender. They still very much are a championship contending team. We spoke about the Istanbul Warriors having the luxury for choice, but let's talk about the luxury of choice for the Shanghai Swans, to have Daniel Deusser, to have Ben Mayer, to have a multitude of horses available, to both bring in fresh horses, to be the last team to go. This surely here today in London needs to be a prime opportunity for them to cash in and win yet another stage, surely.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Mark, totally. They've got such amazing horse and rider power in their team. We spoke to them earlier on in the year when they were leading, and they said it's never a great thing to lead so early on, because there's only really one way to go. You either stay there or you drop below. But it seems like they're on the up again at the beginning of the second half of the season. They seem like they're ready, they're competitive. As Daniel Deusser said to me, anything can happen, but what a line-up for them to be coming into the second round.
Absolutely. Let's not forget that Max Kuhner, Christian Ulm and the likes are hanging in and around the wings as well, not necessarily here in London, but that just talks about the absolute fortune of wealth that they have. Rosie Turner, go on and grab some riders. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Let's maybe talk about virtual rankings, if that's possible, because we love being able to play that game at this time. If you're new to the virtual rankings, well, quite self-explanatory. If things were to end right now in a virtual world, what would the overall GCL rankings look like? Well, the Shanghai Swans would then all of a sudden move up to second place. Falkenswaard United, who are bottom of the standings here in London today, would drop down to third. But it's the Can Stars, powered by the Iron Dames, the defending GCL champions, that would jump into first place. Wouldn't that be intriguing? Prague Lions would hold on to the top 4 for a GCL Super Cup semi-final. Riesenbeck International down in 9th. Saint-Tropez Pirates and Madrid in Motion and even New York Empire all potentially closing out those teams from 5 to 9, trying to chase down the Prague Lions, trying to chase down that GCL Super Cup semi-final positions. Scandinavian Vikings down in 16th place. They are flirting with danger there with the Paris Panthers. Either of those two teams potentially not going to the GC Prague playoffs later on this year. If you finish in the bottom position, there is no GCL Super Cup semi-final for you at all. Let's get some thoughts then. Once again, go back to Rosie. Geir Gulliksen standing by, giving some thoughts on GCL round 2. Rosie, let's get the thoughts of Geir Gulliksen.
Yeah, thank you, Margeir. Alongside me, as you said, Scandinavian Vikings make no changes going into round 2. What were the reasons for that?
No, we have only 2 riders, so we don't have too much to choose from. So, and Amanda only has an 8-year-old, so she has only 1 horse he can jump this size. And Mate thought he was good for the. I didn't want to do 2 rounds, so I think I think it's good. Both horses jumped well in the first round.
Talk to me about the second round, because we saw so many poles coming down in the first round. Do you think the second round's going to be quite similar?
Yeah, it's tough enough, this class. It's big, and then Okay, you start off with a nice vertical, and then I think most people would do 9, 1 to 2, and then you go round here to number 3 here, behind us, and then you will have, if you go round, you could have a nice 6. It's not short, it's not long, it's just nice 6. But yeah, I think you have to land and then move a little bit so you can hold on the 6. Big oxer going out, so you have to put leg on there. Then keep going round, jump the oxer and not the vertical there, and then it will be nice 5, I think, up to there. Then a little bit short 3 to the plank behind there. Then there's a long way to the triple combination. It's a very big oxer going in, so you have to make sure that you have a good, not too flat or not too slow, to get a good strike going in there, and then just wait for the 2, wait for 1. And then it's going to be either outside 9 or inside 8, I think, to the oxer there. A little bit depends on the horse. Then you go round here, and you have the brown vertical there, and then there's a nice 6, I think, to the 11. And then I think most people will do outside 7 to the next one, and then for the last you ride up your eye,
The last line, you just kick and hope for the best gear. It's like you're an encyclopedia on this course already. Thank you for chatting it through with us. I think it's going to be another tough round today, but what more would you expect here in London for the GCL?
Geert Gulliksen, the encyclopedia. I love that, Rosie, and you are spot on, by the way. Wonderful knowledge from Mr. Gulliksen there inside the ring for GCL round 2. As it stands, Shanghai Swans will be the last team to go. They are in pole position. They are the team to catch. Falcons White United look to lose ground on the championship, and the Can Stars look to cash in on those faults of Gilles Thomas and Marcus Eiling earlier on. But all of that can change over the course of the evening as we now get ready for the start of Global Champions League round 2.